Hello and welcome. I'm so happy, so excited to be here. Steve and Irina from Costa Rica.
We
Hello.
are, we are over here in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time. I know that you are getting married in about a month and a half, so you're going to be getting married via virtual marriage. But I want to kind of back up a little bit before we jump into the marriage stuff and learn a little bit about yourselves. Maybe we'll start with Irina, and then we'll jump over to Steve. Just where you grew up, any stories of childhood, maybe even a question of like what did you hear from your parents growing up about marriage and meeting your partner?
Well, I grew up all over Costa Rica actually because my father, because of his job, he used to work with doll. So he manages a couple pineapple farms. So we moved from like Guanacaste area then to the Caribbean side. My parents have been married for 30, almost 40 years.
Wow.
39, 39 years of marriage. So they're a
Wow.
really solid, beautiful couple, I must say. 3 years they're still pretty much in love. So it's nice to see. It's a good example in that aspect for me at least to like we look. I would look for the same thing, I love with this guy over here.
Oh, that's amazing. Do you remember
So
any stories of like what they said about finding a partner or what a good partner might be?
no, they never really gave me like that kind of. They always like trusted, I guess, my judge. They were always, well, in the past, I had my ex that they didn't like at all, but then I like, and they like him since the beginning, right, baby? They're always being really nice. They love him as a son to them too. So it's
Wow.
good.
Yeah, they give me a hard time
Uh,
at first.
Well, I'm the baby, the only girl, so I have two
what
brothers.
oh, two older brothers, got it.
Two older
What
brothers.
was the hard time?
Oh, they would just bust on me, I guess, for being like, I was the gringo and the new guy in the country. They had to, they couldn't make it that easy for me.
Was Arena your parents? I assume that they speak Spanish first. I don't know what their English skills are.
My dad
Do you
speaks
speak
English.
Spanish, Steve?
I do pretty good now. Before I moved here, I didn't speak any.
So did they give you a hard time in Spanish, and you're like trying to understand what they're saying to you at the same
Yeah,
time that you're feeling that?
they still do it. This is like 10 years later, and they still do it, so
They
it's all
feel
good.
like, but yeah, my mom she doesn't speak English, so
Yeah.
yes or yes, he has to speak Espanol to her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And my
Well,
dad has speaks English. My brother is the oldest a little bit. The middle one not so much, but he speaks Spanish.
And if not, our son can translate for me too, so
Yeah,
that's cool too.
he has
that's amazing. Your son is Alex, right? How old is like 4 years old? 5 years old?
he's 6, six
Six,
years
six
old.
years old. Wow.
Out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Well, I have so much questions, but before I go to all the questions I have, Steve, I want to know where you grew up and what your parents said to you about marriage and finding a partner.
I grew up in Jersey. I grew up in New Jersey, and I was real close to my parents. Still am. I worked with my father, and my parents, unfortunately, they're separated. But however, my dad did get remarried, and he's got a partner that he's really in love with, and he always said to me, he's always like, dude, I don't want to die, alone. And I moved out here, and it's been 10 years out here now, and it's been to change things big time. And I look at it and super stoked, really excited to get married.
I know a little bit about your story of why you came to Costa Rica, but I think I'd be curious to have you share a little bit more about the experience, I think, of the motocross accident and the kind of experience you had through all that.
Yeah, yeah, that kind of woke me up. I had a race motocross for a few years in Jersey, and I tore my brainstem. Spent time in the hospital, and started walking and talking again, and that kind of woke me up a bit. And then I just wanted to try something, and I would go on vacations each year. I was doing plumbing. I was working with my dad doing plumbing, and you go on these vacations. I mean, I bet a lot of people can relate to it. But if you're an electrician or whatever, you kind of look at these resorts and you're like, wow, you know what? I can move out here and I can come live here and I can I could start a new life here. And packed up. I came out. I brought my pit bull. I brought my pit bull out and Naya and just moved to Costa Rica. I didn't even know where Costa Rica was on a map. As weird as that sounds, I didn't even know where it was on the map, and I moved here and learned to speak Spanish and fell in love. And still here. We're still here.
So I want to hear the love story. So you have a motocross accident. Probably if you didn't have that accident, this never would have happened. And you moved to Costa Rica, and you're down here, obviously just trying to figure out life. How did you meet? What was the experience of coming together, falling in love like? I guess I'll throw it out there, but either one of you can answer.
Do you want to tell the stories?
I'll do it. I'll take that.
Go ahead.
So, like I was commenting to you before, I'm a dentist and I came to work here in Tamarindo. When I got there, it was September. So he came with his mother. I didn't get to meet her that trip because she left. And then I moved. He was living in this complex where it was like apartments and some cabinas. The doctor that I came to take his place, he was living already in that cabina. So I came and took his spot, and he was living on the same area, same complex, right? So I got there on a Sunday. Then Monday I went to work, and that Monday night he came and knocked on my door with a friend of ours, Luis. That's how we met. On my second night of living in Tamarindo, and it was like your second or third week of living here in Costa Rica. He brought his people, like he said. So that night I went and had dinner with them at Louis' apartment. He had his girlfriend. They cooked pasta at night. So we hang out all night pretty much. We talk. Then he offered to walk with me to my clinic the next day. So he walked with me. He walked me. No, he walked me to the dog that he brought. And since then we became really good friends. He started working here in Playa Negra, and he couldn't keep Naya. So Naya stood with me. Pretty much when he was living in the same place, he used to be out, and every day I got from work, Naya was waiting by my door, outside of my cabina. So when he was gone, she was always with me. So when he moved to Playa Negra, she lived with me. So that brought us even closer, good friends. We were friends for a while. And little by little, we started, caring about each other. And we fell in love. Everything is sad as a friendship, but we work it out. Yeah. And it's been 10 years pretty much together.
Wow. So you essentially had a baby together before you had a baby together.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, exactly. You know what?
Yes, she became yes, that's true. That's a good way to see it.
It's true.
But true. Yeah, Naya was a big.
She brought us together. Even when we were down there and partying and we were hanging out, like Naya was always waiting outside her door or in her room or something. So it was just she brought us together.
Yes.
It was like right under my nose the whole time.
She picked me.
And I know you mentioned it a little bit of like getting to know her parents and things like that. I guess how soon into dating did you meet her parents?
What, like maybe like 7 months, I think. When we were just friends first.
Yeah, we were just friends. So yeah.
Because and the company that he was working with, they wanted me to make dental cleanings for the community, like for free. So we drove to San Jose to pick the equipment that I was going to need, the dental chair and all the other equipment to be able to do the activity for the town. So that's when he met my parents.
Yeah, because we got stuck out there.
Yes, but still we came and stayed at my parents' house.
Yeah.
That's how they met. And then I met his mom because she came he moved, and a year later she came for his birthday. So that's where we met.
Wonderful. So do you go back to New Jersey sometimes, Steve? Like, or do you guys both go?
Yeah, I went like a year ago. I tried to go back, but it's kind of expensive. So I don't get to go back as much as I would like to. It's I mean, we're actually moving back there. We're actually moving back in April. We decided it's time for another chapter. More opportunity. We want to try something new.
So I want to hear all about moving to New Jersey, but before I do, I do want to hear about the story of the birth of your son. Love to hear that story.
So, wow, we had our baby shower, so I wasn't due for that, but I stayed in San Jose. Thank God I did.
Uh-huh.
But he came early. Alec was a preemie, and I was in San Jose, and Steve was here in Guanacaste working. I think we had a group of, was it the Seven Honeys that were
No,
here?
I had a group of surfers
Yes, yes,
because
yes,
that's when your
yes,
water
yes.
broke. And
Yes, that
yeah,
was it.
I remember.
So one morning I was getting ready to go to a doctor appointment, the regular checks, per month, because I was starting my 34 week. And as soon as I came out of the shower, I felt like I was like peeing. I was like, oh my God, I can't hold my pee no more. What's going on? And that's then I sat down and I was like, okay, wait. It keeps like coming. So I was okay, my water just broke. That's when I texted him. I was like, babe, my water broke. And he was like, no, 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 no. That cannot happen. Like Google said, you might leak a little bit, but it's gonna be okay. And I was like, no, I'm positive, it's going on. So pretty much I got ready, and by 8 a.m., my mom came with me because I was at their house at the time. So we called an Uber, and they took us to the hospital. She was so fun on the way there. She even got a traffic to like lead us to the hospital and everything. We made it to the hospital, and then at 12:45, Ali was born. It was quick, and
Wow.
right, yeah, it was super quick, painful, but it was quick. Thank God, not like other girls that go through labor for hours. Then Steve, when I let him know, he pretty much jumped in the car
Yeah, as soon as I got
and
the phone.
drove. San Jose is 6 hours from here. It's not close, but he made it there in a good 4 hours.
I made it there pretty quick.
It was, like flying. Then he came, and actually, when he got there, I just got out like a few minutes before he got there, and he was able to spend time with him. And then that night, Ali was, how can I say that?
Transferred.
Yeah, to an incubator and stuff. He was in the hospital for
Mm.
like 2 weeks. And yeah, that was the day that our son was born.
Yeah,
And
Steve, what was it like being in that car ride, knowing that your son was being born 6 or 4 hours away?
My gosh, I was so excited and nervous, and I just wanted to get
those
there. It was just like I had butterflies, and I was like driving on the shoulder, and I was like, man, I got to get there. And yeah, it was just it was an incredible feeling, And
he couldn't be there for like the moment that he was born. Actually, not even
Yeah.
my mom, because when they sent her to get changed, when she came back, Alec was pretty much born. It was super quick. It
Yeah.
happened super quick. Nobody was able to be there with me, like I said, when
Oh,
he
wow.
was born. I just couldn't hold it anymore.
Okay, so skip ahead a little bit. So you birth your child, you've been living there, you've been together almost 10 years. So you have a scheduled date to get married online through virtual marriage. What made you choose that experience? What do your friends and family think about you getting married? What does this all mean for you? Like, what's in your head with all this?
So a few months ago, we got invited uh, for the Blue River Hotel. They wanted to make that hotel a venue. So we got invited to be like the bride and the groom, part of this amazing photo shoot that they made, and we did it, right?
yeah,
We went there, we had amazing time. It wasn't like to us, that was like our wedding. We were able to say our vows and everything. So we got that amazing pictures. Our son was there. His mom was here in Costa Rica, so she was part of it.
Oh, wow.
The sad part is that my parents couldn't be there because it was we were shooting for them as a work too, as a job. We didn't get paid anything, but just the experience and the pictures and everything was amazing. And now, since we're going to be in San Jose for Christmas and New Year's to spend time with my family, we decided to get legally married there so they can be part of it too.
Oh,
That's why
wonderful.
we, right?
And it's also the fact of like we didn't want to do like a like I don't know, for us we didn't feel like a big extravagant wedding or anything like that. It was, I mean, you didn't know, it was an option. She's like, I'd rather save the money and let's go travel. Let's go do. So that was also like the,
Yeah.
and it's
We
just
don't want anything big, and this is a perfect way to do it where we can have a family together and nothing, but we're gonna accomplish what we want
yeah.
to finally get legally married.
That's awesome. And then, are Steve, are your parents gonna join virtually? Are they gonna fly into San Jose, or what's the?
No, I think we want him to join virtually. His mom
Okay,
too, and them.
Yeah.
wonderful,
Yeah, I don't think
nice,
he's gonna be able. They're not gonna be able to fly out here.
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to fly out here, so we'll try doing the virtual thing if it works with their schedules and stuff like that. But
And our plan
wonderful,
is next year, since we can maybe do something with them and celebrate our wedding there too once we are leaving over there.
wonderful.
So it works out for
Well,
us.
yeah, it sounds great. I mean, it sounds basically like Steve, your parents can join. You can get it done, get the marriage legally done in the United States, and all that. So, talk to me a little bit about what your plans are in terms of moving to New Jersey.
yeah, my plan is I'm gonna go back 3 months. I'm gonna go back 3 months before these guys and get back to work with my dad. It's been fun over here, but I do miss getting. I'm excited to get back to work, and yeah, I'll be there with them for like 3 months. Stay with my dad and stepmom, and then find us an apartment. We're gonna lock us down in an apartment and place to live and everything like that. And then end of July, right? End of July, beginning of August. Alec and Irina and Ruby, our dog Ruby, are gonna, they'll fly out, and the next chapter begins.
I have to wait for our son to finish his school too.
Yeah,
So that's why he's leaving earlier. I wait for Alec that he finishes in June, his
Yeah,
first grade. And then we moved to San Jose for a few weeks for him to spend time with my family too before we, that's our plan.
yeah. How does your family feel? Like they're like I'm sure they're gonna miss you, and I'm sure they're gonna,
Yes, sad. But my mom said to me like she was kind of prepared for it. And the moment that she saw that I was dating an American, she was like, well, probably maybe one day they're gonna move.
Hmm.
And that's how that's how life goes. They're sad, but at the same time they're happy and excited for us. More opportunities there for Alec and everything. So they're excited, and they know they can
Nice.
always come and visit us too. It's not that bad. Go figure. It's
Yeah,
5 hours the flight, and to drive from San Jose to here is 6 hours. It's
yeah,
almost the same time, same distance, but way longer on time.
yeah. That flight is it's not too bad. Yeah, San Jose, because this would be to like New York or New Jersey, just a flight, 5 hour, 5.5 hours, something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Nice. Well, I guess, yeah. What other hopes do you have, or I guess, well, Rena, have you spent a lot of time in the United States? Like, what are you hoping for? Like, do you have any
I'm
like anxieties about moving to the United States, or what that looks
Yeah,
like?
worries me, Alec. And the schools are different. You see a lot of, things in the news. So I just want, like, I told Steve, like, let's focus on getting, like, a good, safe school for him.
Mm.
And I'm excited to go back to work since I've been living here in Guanacaste. We have our own business,
Yeah.
Sicosa, that, we do, it's like concierge service.
Concert.
So now that we are moving back, I'm want to look to apply for a dental assistant job, or eventually, if I get my hygienist license, start working. Because for me to, I'm a full dentist here, but to transfer all my titles there, I will have to go back to dental school for 2 years,
Mm.
and that's pretty expensive too. So I don't think I want to go to dental school again after
Mm.
5 years of doing it. I did it here. So, but I would like to to apply. I will have to go still to school for 2 years, but it's not so bad to get my hygienist license. And
Cool.
start working on what I like. That's my passion, dentistry. So I know
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a full dentist, but just the fact of being involved with the patients and all around the clinic and everything, that makes me excited. So I'm excited for that, to go there and like work and
Well,
watch
it's
that.
a wonderful reminder to always brush your teeth and floss every day, right? Take care of
Yes.
your teeth. Oh.
So
Well, I'm
yeah,
really happy for you guys.
there's a
That's
lot of
awesome.
cool things. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Now there's a lot of like, beautiful places, cool things to do there in the US. So of course we're excited for all the amazing experiences that we
Yeah, especially
can
New Jersey.
live there.
I don't care what everybody. I mean, New Jersey is it's a beautiful place. The seasons. These guys are gonna love the
Yeah.
seasons and
Now like pumpkin picking, and apple picking, and all that kind of things that we don't have here.
yeah.
That I'm excited for us to start living in, like a cool Halloween. We don't really do Halloween here because it's starting
Yeah.
to get bigger, but not that much. Now, like those cool American traditions that I would love Father to also live and experience. He's been living in Costa Rica, so he's been going through all Costa Rican traditions and everything. So it's nice for him to also experience America,
Yeah.
like America's.
Very cool. Well, I appreciate you guys spending a little bit of time with me today. I know you have lots of things going on. You have a kid and everything like that. So appreciate you taking a couple moments to chat. It means a lot to me. I appreciate it a lot, Steve and Arena. We'll end it there. I guess, is there any story that I missed that you think would be interesting to share about your lives together?
What do you think? I mean, it's been a wild ride. We've had a wild ride here, but
Yeah, we've been having a couple.
yeah,
Oof. It's been 10 years, but it's been a roller coaster. With our business, we know what it's like to have guests that fly in and
yeah, it's been a wild ride. I mean, but Irina's been with me through it all. Like in the got out here, got into business, which got us into what we do now, but ended up losing everything financially. When my son was born, I lost everything, and then with us together, working together, as I couldn't ask for like a better teammate, and I mean, we slowly built our way back up, through all of it. It was messy for a while, but it's incredible to see where we're at now and what we've become,
accomplish through the
yeah,
years.
accomplished through all of it. So yeah, so that was the biggest, I'd say, the hurdle of all is when that happened here. You know,
Can you share a little bit about that? I mean, what happened?
I came out here and I, I was gonna maybe do some plumbing work. That's what I did back home, and I met somebody, and people hear horror stories here in Costa Rica about maybe getting scammed or ripped off, and it happened to me. I came out and met an American guy and invested into a company, and it was all going good for a few years, and then just I started noticing things. Started numbers were missed off in the spreadsheets, and yeah, ended up. It's like people were booking trips here. Families were booking trips here, and this guy took all their money, and then it was all gone. Like he ran off with everything. My investment money, and he ran off with all the guests money too. And so I had people contact me. I got their email addresses because of our live chat, and I started just finding people on Facebook saying, "Look, I need you to contact me. I had an attorney. We had an attorney working on things, and there's a buddy of mine since I really had no money, and then." There was a Netflix like a thing on of this guy that had like an island. I forget the guy's name, but he booked these millionaires paid for this trip out to this island and got there, and then there was like nothing. That's exactly what this guy was doing.
The Fire Island something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fire. Yeah, whatever fire festival. So and then I felt responsible because it was families who booked trips with us over the years. But so I used my credit cards, and I used whatever I had left, and made their trips happen. And in the end, I didn't get anything. I mean, and it's kind of like a long-term investment. We still have families that are coming. I mean, the guys that are coming in. I'm going to pick up at the airport today. It's their seventh trip with us, 7 years with us. So we've
Wow.
built relationships like that over the years. Now we're like a family business.
Yeah.
We host families that we're their annual vacation, and we take care of them while they're here. So yeah, we've come a long way, you know. So yeah, it was a big lesson learned.
How did you feel when that all happened?
Yeah, that was a tough. It was a tough one to swallow. It was like, you know, and if I was by myself, it's one thing. But now that I just had a kid,
I think what helped us through that time too is that we didn't sit around and like focus that much on the problems, you know, like we immediately we were okay, let's look for solutions.
yeah,
What can we do? And we just start focusing in like solutions instead of like the problem. So it was I think that always helped us to like take it as easy as we
yeah.
can, but
But
it
initially it was
was
tough.
tough times.
It was really tough. It's like I'm here in Costa Rica now. I have no, no money, and now I'm thinking like, wow, now we're gonna be dealing with this big legal thing because we thought that
It
families,
was thousands of dollars that he
yeah,
stole.
thousands and thousands of dollars, and I was just like, I started panicking. I got sick. I wasn't eating. I was like, it was like really heavy for a while. You know, I won't forget spearfishing. You know, spearfishing. You know, to get fish, and then and friends would help us out too. And
Yeah.
then it was just it's wild where it all. You know, I never thought that would happen. You know, but
And thank God, you know, we know really good people around us that also help us. Again, to, you know, that's how Costa started
yeah,
and to help us build our business back up. Like, it was tough, but we always have also a lot of angels that help us
yeah,
through through that rough time.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That sounds like quite the experience. Sounds like you had to go through the hardest, and you probably also built up some strength going through it.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how like everything just lines up and somehow,
It all works out
yes, at
one
the
way or
end.
another. Yeah,
Sometimes we have to lose everything to then, you know, start again, and it happened to us. You close the
Wow.
cycle and then you start a new,
yeah. Close the door and no one opens or whatever they say. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're starting another new chapter soon, and I'm honored that we're going to be a part of your experience and helping you get married and figuring out the process of getting everything set up. And I personally will be there along the way if you need me along the process the next couple months as you get married. But we're so excited to be a part of your lives here at Virtual Marriage. And I'm so appreciative of sharing all this stuff. I know it takes a lot to be vulnerable, to share your hard experiences. So it's very, very meaningful to me. Irina and Steve, mucho gusto. Thank you so much. Gracias.
Thank you.
And thanks a lot
Thanks
for
to
yeah.
you
Thank you as well.
for the time also.
And thank you for being super like you made the process, you know, setting
Thank you
everything
for
up.
having, yeah, that amazing idea of creating the virtual lives. It's just
Yeah,
super useful.
yeah.
It's
Thank you.
amazing. Great
Uh,
idea. Thank you.